Alright, so again, we're going to talk about the benefits of meditation. And many of my clients right now are benefiting from doing meditation. But when I first bring it up to them, they look at me like I got two heads, right? They try and hide it a little bit, but you can see them kind of, oh, I don't think so. I think they feel it's either for potheads or monks, but there are so many benefits. In fact, recent studies are coming out with hardcore numbers and statistics to back up the benefits of meditation, which include healing, like it promotes healing, relieves stress. I think we're kind of all aware of that one. Yeah. It helps you be living in the moment. Many, many benefits. So I meditate every day for about 10 or 15 minutes, but I don't do it to become one with the world or for spiritual, a little bit of spiritual, but more I find it gives me confidence. So when I'm struggling or faced with a new challenge, I find confidence in it. I find presence of mind, so when I'm doing something like this, I'm in the moment, engaged, and the relaxation. And it grounds me. So I find that I'm more apt to keep my cool longer than I used to be able to. Like I find if I'm having a discussion with my 18-year-old son, which you want to, you don't lose it. No, I still lose it, but I don't lose it quite as often or quite as quickly. And I credit the meditation for that. And the best part is it doesn't have to be, it's not complicated. You don't have to do chanting unless you want to, but I just find a place that's comfortable. I either sit or lie. Usually I sit. Sometimes I even hold my fingers like they do in yoga. And then just focus on the breathing. So deep breath in and deep breath out. And sometimes I'll even count. So a 4 count. And as you slow down your breathing, you will find yourself automatically get more relaxed, and you'll find your breathing gets deeper and more shallow just because you're focused on it. And there's a calming of the mind. Sometimes I'll do like, if I'm really stressed and I can't get it together, I'll focus on let on the way in, go on exhale. And I got that off of a yoga tape. So at the end, you know how to do a bit of meditation. And that's what she was saying if you're really stressed. Or she instructed us, the let go, and I'll use that. But that's all you have to do is focus on your breathing. It's simple enough. But I will warn you that thoughts do, like we automatically go to planning, worry, analyzing, and it's kind of eye-opening how much BS we get obsessed with. Like, it's okay, it doesn't matter. So when that happens, when you get the thought, you just label it, yes, I had a thought, park it, and then go back to your breathing. And still now, like I've been doing it for years, and still I have to train myself to stop that process. But it's well worth it. So, and I should have mentioned earlier that if you have questions, to shout them out. You don't have to wait to the end. And you know what? I forgot my markers. What I wanted to share with you now is some of the results. So I was saying that studies are coming out now with hardcore evidence to back the benefits of meditation. I probably just stepped out of the camera. Now, Julie, you'll let me know if I'm going to use my pen because I forgot my markers on my desk, but you let me know if you can't see it. So we're going to go through 5 benefits that have been proven. Keeps the brain young. So they took 20 subjects. Can you see that? I'll run and go back.
I can see it very well.
Can you?
Okay. Yes.
So they took 20 subjects and they ran MRIs on these subjects. And the subjects had been meditating for 9 years. Oh, now the pen ran out. See, that's omen. That is because I didn't bring my markers. That's omen to go get them. And she comes back with her pen. Okay, so they did MRIs on these subjects who had been meditating for 9 years. And they found that the part of the brain that's responsible for attention and sensory perception wasn't as thin as you normally would get through aging. So the brain hadn't aged quite as much. Yeah, that was 20 subjects. It beats sleep. So they ran a study that had an experiment of 2 groups of people, and one group would meditate for 40 minutes, and the other group would sleep for 40 minutes. And then they tested the 2 groups to press a button as soon as they saw an image, and the meditators were quicker than the sleepers.
Okay.
So then they were a bit surprised with the results, so they took the meditator, or they forced them to do an all-nighter, so no sleep. And then they did their meditation exercise, or they took a nap, and ran the test again, and still the meditators did better, were quicker.
Okay.
And this one I've actually tried myself, so you know, we tend to work really early in the morning,
Yes.
really late at night, and if you don't get a good night's sleep, like you feel awful, like you're groggy and foggy and just can't get it together, your energy's low. And so if I've had a bad night, I'll meditate for and I only do 15 minutes a day.
Okay.
Well, I'll do my meditation and I'm good to go. Like I find it gives me energy, I feel composed, and just run the day like as if I hadn't had a bad sleep.
So 15 minutes a day is sufficient?
And when I start my clients, especially if you get that deer in the headlight look,
Yeah.
what? You're gonna have me do that? Then I'll do 5 minutes, I'll get them to do 5, and work up to 10.
That's great. Okay.
And then once I start doing it, I find you want to do it a bit more. So increased relaxation, and I think it's kind of general knowledge that meditation is supposed to improve your relaxation. But they ran a blood test on long-term meditators. And so blood test. And they found that, now the long-term, it was like 15 to 40 years.
Oh,
so
okay.
quite some time, they had been meditating, but their cortisol levels were lower than everybody else. At the end of the day,
Okay.
where, you know, usually cortisol is higher in the morning, but so they
Yes.
took the test at the end of the day, and they had less cortisol than everybody else. Isn't that fascinating?
Yeah.
Plus, and we know, and I always sell to my clients, cortisol, if you're carrying cortisol, and everybody in our age group wants to lose the belly fat, so that's a big sell.
Yes.
Improves your creativity, so it helps you live in the moment because you're calming the mind and you're dismissing all that BS that we're obsessing about. But studies do show that most of us live in the future and the past. Like, we're worried about what's coming, regretful about what's behind us, and so that is going to shut down your creativity because it's noisy and you're cluttering your mind. So with the meditation and living in the moment, it's going to improve your spontaneity, your imagination. You might even appear smarter, right? Because you're more engaged.
More in tune.
That's it, exactly. And studies have proven that it reduces depression. So they found that patients that were treated with cognitive therapy and meditation were 50% less likely to relapse than those who were only treated with cognitive therapy.
Okay.
Yeah, so 50% less likely. And I don't know about you, but a lot of my clients come in and they're on anxiety medication.
Oh, yes.
Suffering from depression.
Yes, no sleep. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. And so, and part of the depression, I think, is self-doubt, self-talk. And those negative thoughts, and we know that we do a lot of them in a minute, like something like 20 thoughts a minute of negative self-talk.
Yeah.
And those patterns get ingrained in the mind. So always thinking the same thing, the neurons get used to being fired that way, and those thoughts are very, very hard to break.
Yeah.
So the meditation is a tool for change. Okay? And I've found that my clients, once they've using meditation to manage their stress, they're less likely to do other things that are bad for them, like eating a whole bag of chips, having that extra martini, or whatever their vice is. The meditation helps ground them, and they're finding that they're much more whole. You know, and it does take effort, like just like exercise.
It's a practice.
That's it.
Yeah.
And to me, with the effort, it gives me, you know, one more awesome workout or one more good night's sleep. It's so worth it. And And that's what I wanted to share with you today. So hopefully you'll try it out. The handout